to take over and start with the description regarding MBA Banking and Finance.
Thank you, Niti. Hello, good afternoon to all our viewers. Today I am going to speak on MBA Banking and Finance. Now this particular program of ours is in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Bankers, which is presently known as the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. The Indian Institute of Banking and Finance was established in 1928 with a mission to develop professionally qualified, competent bankers for training, by means of training and by giving them continuing development programs, either through lectures or through discussions or by offering some degree programs to them. And with this mission, and I think they had certain objects for which this institute was set up by eminent bankers and industrialists. Now they wanted to encourage the theory and practices of banking, and then to disseminate the information about banking and related subjects. They wanted to provide bankers an opportunity to carry out research in banking, then to provide them with a platform where they can discuss about the banking matters, and lastly, the data and statistics that was related to banking should reach a large number of people who are working in the banking and the financial sector. These were the objectives with which the institute was floated, and in a step ahead in this direction to achieve this objectives, and they have come to IGNOU, and this program is a step in that direction where they want to provide an avenue for the people who are working in banks and the financial sector to get a postgraduate degree, that is the MBA Banking and Finance. Now I think the IGNOU, there are certain plus points in IGNOU which they wanted to take care of. That is, it has a very good reach to the people. It has a flexible system which operates very well for the persons who are in job. And I think if the story that Dr. Anurag was telling us, it could be one of the means we have already taken a lesson from them, and we have taken these two institutes and we have harped upon the benefits, yes, and we have put up a program. So the students should not feel that we are only teaching them, we are implementing it as well on our part itself. So with this, I think this program was developed to upgrade the managerial skills and capabilities of the banking personnel who are working in banks and financial sectors. With this objective, this program was launched. This program, as Niti has been discussing about our MBA program, this program also consists of 21 courses. So please may we have the slide?
Yeah, it's there. The structure of the program.
Yes, we may have the slide, please. Yeah. This program also consists of 21 courses. 11 of these are the basic courses, just as for our other MBA program, and 5 are the specialization courses which are specially related to banking. Then 5 are the other integrative courses. We do offer a credit transfer for some of the courses that you have already done at the CAIB. Keeping in mind the knowledge that you have acquired there, we don't want to test you for that knowledge again, and we are giving you the credit transfer. So that is an additional benefit to you. Then we have the basic courses that we have in this program are MS1 to MS11. These courses are offered in both the semesters. Then we have 5 specialization courses. For choosing these courses, you should refer to our prospectus. Niti already has explained you that we have a split offer. All these courses are not on offer in both the semesters. So you should be very careful when you are selecting your courses, that which courses you should opt for in a particular semester. Because only those courses which are on offer in a particular semester, assignments will be available only for those courses. And if you opt for courses which are not available on that semester, then you will be at a loss. Because although we conduct the term and examination for each and every course in both the semesters, because you won't be able to submit your assignments, and without submitting assignments you will not be able to appear in the term and examination. You are not allowed to do that. So please be careful when you are selecting the courses. We do have a course-wise registration in this, and the study material, as we have already explained, is developed in the same manner as our MBA program, but only thing we take care of is we draw professionals from the banking industry in order to have the focus on banking in these particular courses that we are developing for MBA Banking and Finance. Then we do provide you with the face-to-face counseling at the study centers. The counseling for MBA Banking and Finance is also conducted at the study centers where MBA program is on offer only for, except it is not available at the regional centers for the Army, Navy and the Air Force. Except for this, it is available at all the regional centers and the study centers for the MBA program. Then we also have audio video programs which supplement these course materials just as our regular MBA program. Then we have the radio phone-in facility, weekly telecast of some of these video programs. Yes, we may have the call. Please.
Oh, it's there. Yes, please come up.
I should continue.
No, they are showing it the call, no? So we can have the call. Can you speak a bit louder? Yes? Yes? Yes, please.
There are any program, MBA program, energy related program, energy management system related program in MBA?
Anurag sir, can you answer this?
No, as far as energy management is concerned, we are not having any program at the moment, but we do have some general programs which specifically may not address to energy and environment and other related aspects, but then many of our courses contains few glimpses of these issues. Like since I am from the operations management, I would like to give an example of a course on supply chain management which talks about greening the supply chain. So you can have glimpses of these kind of issues in the courses, but there is no specific course as yet.
Yes, Anjali, you can continue.
Yes. So I was speaking about the basic courses. All these basic courses provide you the complete, means the basic managerial knowledge that you need to work in the organization or for the working as a manager of the better, efficient and better management of your organization, rather than like, I would like to put it like that. Then we have the specialization courses, 5 specialization courses, MS 4, 45 and 422, that is security analysis and portfolio management, international financial management and bank financial management. These 3 courses are on offer for the July semester, which I think you all must have seen through the prospectus. Then MS 423, 424 and 425 will be on offer in the January semester. Then we have 5 integrative courses. 4 are compulsory: MS 91, MS 491 and MS 100. MS 100 is a project work that you have to take up. It is equivalent to 2 courses, but you can opt for MS 100 only after you have registered for MS 1 to 11. Without having registered for MS 1 to 11, you won't be able to take up the project work. Then we have one elective course, but presently we have only 1 course to offer in this. Subsequently will be coming up. There will be 3 courses from which you have to take 1, that is MS 94, MS 492 and MS 493. Presently we have only MS 94 on offer, which is in the July semester. Then as our MBA, regular MBA program, the eligibility that is required for the MBA Banking and Finance is slightly different. Not totally, but slightly different. It is not on offer for all personnel. It is only for people who are members of the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. You don't have to come through an open entrance examination. You don't have to do that. The candidates who have a graduate degree recognized from a recognized university, and especially I think we should I would like to give a small advice to those who are doing the technical people rather. After 10 plus 2, if they are doing a 3 years course, they are not eligible because it's not a graduation degree. Most of the times these cases come up that people who have 3 years have done a polytechnic course after 10 plus 2, but it is not a graduation degree, and so it's not recognized. So you should ensure yourself that it is a graduation degree from a recognized institution. Then you should have passed the CAIB examination, and in addition to that, you should be working with the bank or a financial institution for at least 2 years. And you also need to be a member of the IIB. If you fulfill all the eligibility conditions, you are admitted to the MBA Banking and Finance program provisionally. This is verified, the data of this is verified for authenticity with the IIBF data, and after only verification that we finally admit these students. And all eligible students will get admission to this program depending upon the maximum limit that we have decided in between IGNOU and IIBF. The fee structure is the same as we have for our MBA program. It is 700 rupees per course, and this can be paid through bank draft, which is to be drawn in favor of IGNOU, and it has to be payable at the city where the regional center is located, or through bank challan at a designated Indian bank or IDBI. But one thing that you should be careful of, when you are registering for the courses, you should take care that you register for the courses which are on offer in that semester, and your re-registration forms or the re-admission forms should be complete, and there should not be any, means you should not send them late, because the fee is not refundable. That you should take care of. And there won't be any reference given to you about why this registration is not valid. So you have to take care about this. Then registration is 4 courses per semester. Only for MS 100 you will have to pay rupees 1,400 because it is equivalent to 2 courses. In case if you feel that you want to change any of your courses, you can do so within 1.5 months. Now since you have already registered, I think for this semester, if you want to register for the January semester and you want to change any course, then it should be done by the 15th of Feb, and with a payment of rupees 100, and you have to write for this to the registrar SR and ED. Now there is a definite credit scheme that we have for the credit transfer that is to be given to the students who have completed their CAIB. We may have this slide.
Yeah, it's
please.
there.
Okay. So credit transfer is given up to a maximum of 5 courses. This is for all students who have done their CAIB from the IIBF. For students who have completed their CAIB before February 1999, for them a credit transfer is given for 3 courses, MS4, MS9 and MS91. But you have to apply for this in the admission form itself, along with the mark list, certificates and the requisite fee. Without that, this won't be considered. Then in addition to this, we do give you a credit transfer for 1 or 2 more courses depending upon the diplomas that you have completed with besides the CAIB. Now if you have completed DIB, then you get a credit transfer for International Banking Management, that is MS424. MS44, you will be given credit transfer for this if you have completed DFS. And in case of DBM, you get, I think there is a slight problem in that slide, you get a credit transfer for MS1, that is Management Functions and Behavior, and depending upon the optional that you have chosen for this particular diploma, either if you have chosen bank marketing, then you get a credit transfer for marketing for managers, that is MS6. If you have opted for quantitative methods in banking, then you get a credit transfer for MS8. So that is the case. And for students who have completed their for this you have to apply. There is a separate form given in your prospectus for this on page 59. and for this you will have to apply to the register SRNED, and in the earlier case it was to be in the admission form. Now if for students those who have completed their CAIB after 1999, for them we gave a credit transfer of 5 courses: MS4, MS424, MS491 and 492. You get a credit transfer for all these 4 courses. In addition, depending upon the courses that you have taken as an elective course at CAIB, you will be given a credit transfer for MS421 or 423 or 425, depending upon which you have chosen. Besides the for these credit transfers, you have to apply in the admission form itself, along with a fee of ₹100 per course. Now besides the credit transfer for these courses that you have done with the CAIB, in addition to this, if you have done any course from the university, that is management program of IGNOU, then you will get a full credit transfer for those courses also, provided that these courses do not form a part of any of your diplomas or MBA. In that case, you will get a full credit transfer. And the credit transfer itself means that you won't have to submit the assignments, or you don't have to appear for the term and examination. And for this you will have to apply to the registered SRNED, and the form for this is separately given on page 61. The support services are the same that we have for our MBA program. So I think and the last but not the least, the last date of our exam forms will be 30th September for December term and examination. So you do fill up your forms in time. And in case for people who want to join this MBA Banking and Finance program in January or July 2008 semester, for them this prospectus will be available around the month of August, and the last date for the January semester will be 30th November 2007. So in case if some other people who are interested in joining this program may go to their regional centers or at the headquarters, the forms will be available around August. So with this, I think I will hand over this session to Neeti.
Thank you, Anjali. This was really very informative. In fact, I also got the insights regarding MBA Banking and Finance. And before starting the session with the MS100, that is the project work, which is one of the important components of the management program, I would like to thank our learners present at Jabalpur regional centers who are quite active and who are coming up with the questions, and they've really made our day. So
yes.
So I would like to
kept up the interactivity of the program.
So I would really like to thank them, and I would wish that other centers, other regional centers who are uplinked with us, the learners available there, they can also come up with questions, the queries if they have related to the program, so we can also interact with them. So starting with the MS100, the project work, I'd like to stress that the basic objective of this course is that it is to develop, the objective of the project is to help the students have the multidisciplinary approach, the multidisciplinary concepts, and how to apply certain tools and techniques to solve the organizational problems. And since this is a very important component, I would like to stress upon the fact that our learners should be very serious while taking up this course, because usually we find that they feel that this is just a kind of a ordinary thing and their regular thing, so they come up with certain projects which are not that worth. So I would like to stress that since this develops the skills, the inbuilt skills which you have, and which you have the opportunity to apply those skills, so you can use your skills seriously and decide the certain projects. So I'll just take you around what kind of projects or what types of projects one can do while taking up this course. So in this we can have 3 categories, but before starting with the categories, I would like to stress that we do not appreciate feasibility studies anymore. So feasibility studies are not welcome while going for the project courses, so you should avoid as much as possible doing the feasibility studies. So we have the types of projects. Let's see what are the types of projects we have. We have we can have a comprehensive case study. which can cover a single organization, which can cover a multifunctional organization area, the problems related to it, the formulation, the analysis, the implementation part, the planning, all these things can be related to it. The second type of organization, the second type of project can be the inter-organizational study, the case study, which can have the comparative analysis. We can have the slide on the screen, please. Which can have the comparative analysis, which can have the validation of the theory, survey of the management practices. And the third type of project which one can go in for is, of course, the empirical study, that is the field study. One can choose a certain topic and try to collect the data, the fresh data, the primary data, and work on it and come out with certain conclusions and of course the recommendations for that particular organization. While preparing the project proposal, this is very important to note that while preparing the project proposal, one has to follow these 5 parameters. The first one is the rationale of the project, that is why you are doing the project, the need of the project. Then objectives of the project. This is very important to note, and I think both the faculty will agree with me that while doing the objectives of the project, the students, they make the objectives of the organization.
Yes.
Right? I think that is the major problem we face. So in this case, the students, the learners should make it a point that what are the objectives of the study that they are doing. It should not be the objectives of the organization which they are taking up. So that is important. So objectives of the study should be there. While doing the research methodology, again we have problem with the learners. They are not very clear about what exactly the research methodology is. So it is advisable that the learners, they should first go through MS 95 course, which covers the complete concept about the research methodology. It's because they should be able to demarcate between the kinds of data they are going to use. So research methodology should include basically the types of data they are going to use, the sample size of those data, the tools for analyzing those data. This should be very specific and they should be mentioned in a proper manner. Instead of writing the theory of research methodology, what exactly you are going to do is should be mentioned under the head research methodology. Then coming to the fourth part, that is the expected contribution from the study. That means what you are expecting that this study, the study you're going to take, will contribute for further research. So these aspects should be included in this. And the last part, of course, is the limitations part. With that, what are the limitations which one goes through while preparing for the project. Now these are the parameters which should be taken care of. Now coming to the project guide, how to choose a project guide or a supervisor. Now the supervisor can be the academic counselor of a management program in any of our study centers, the study centers for the management programs. Then you can have the management faculty from the headquarters. Then you can have the professionals who are having the master's degree in management or allied disciplines, of course, with minimum of 5 years of relevant experience in the field of study you are going to do. And of course, in certain cases, like in the projects, we have the projects related to operations management. One can go in for the supervisors who are having a professional degree in engineering, that is B, plus experience in exceptional experience in relevant area, the industrial experience in relevant area, but this can be considered only in certain cases. So would you like to highlight on this aspect, because this is a very major issue which is coming up for the supervisors?
In fact, a supervisor could be a person who has got sufficient knowledge in that particular area, but that knowledge is not enough. In the sense, he should have adequate qualifications also in that particular area in which the topic is chosen. So a person may be of a very good knowledge and he is having a very good qualification also, but still that person is not suitable for another area. Like normally it is advisable that supervisors should be doing the projects in their particular area, because that is best for the student as well as for the supervisor also, so that there is no chance of rejection of the synopsis, because it's a kind of a loop. Like if the synopsis of a student is rejected, since the time schedules are such that it eventually lead to the event that the student has to forfeit a semester or something like this, and there is a lot of wastage of time, and it's a situation which generates anxiety in the mind of the student. So the thing is, before submitting your project synopsis, read MS 100 guidelines in a proper manner, and follow all the rules which are written in those guidelines, so that your synopsis is approved in one go. Niti, you can continue.
Thank you, sir. Again, the suppose, I mean, what kind of you can say guidelines you have to use while going in for the supervisor. The supervisor should be approved by the faculty, and the guide, if it is not approved, there are certain cases when the guide is not approved, because it is the discretion of the faculty to approve or disapprove the guide. So in case the guide is not approved, then you are supposed to select another guide and resubmit the synopsis. It has to be duly signed by the supervisor. And the second point, new supervisor, new guide. And the supervisor should be an active professional in that particular field, in the area of the study. So this is very important. So in this case, it's very, as Dr. Anurag Saxena has pointed out, that you should be very careful while selecting your supervisor, because it depends on the faculty at the headquarters whether the faculty is going to approve the guide or not. Because if the supervisor is not having the relevant experience, your project synopsis will be rejected. Now, while submitting the project proposal at the school level, so you have to have certain things attached to it. First thing is, that is the project proposal pro forma, which is available in the student handbook and the prospectus. You have the synopsis attached with it. You have to have the biodata of the guide, which is duly signed. And if it is the case of Counselor of Study Center, the study center and the study center code should be mentioned along with the courses. Now, in case the project synopsis is rejected, how to do the resubmission? We'll just move further in a better manner. You have to submit the revised synopsis with the fresh proposal, and you have to put in the old project proposal number. The school gives you the project proposal number, we call it as a PP number, and you have to resubmit when you are resubmitting it. In case you are resubmitting, it is advisable that you prepare the synopsis in such a manner that the resubmission doesn't occur.
Okay. And one more point that you would like to add is, while resubmitting the synopsis, a copy of the old synopsis that has been rejected along with the comments, that should be enclosed along with this.
Yes. Now, why the proposal is rejected? Why the resubmission is done? We'll just go through it hurriedly. You see that the objectives are not clear, objectives are not drafted properly, objectives of the organizations are mentioned as I discussed, the research methodology is not proper. These are some of the points which are responsible for rejection of a synopsis. Or the sampling is not adequate, the methodology is not confining with the objectives. Then the data collected does not match with the information required. It is a copied version. So all these things, they result in the rejection of the synopsis, and the student has to resubmit the synopsis. There are certain cases where the studies are repetitive in nature. So in that case, we refuse to accept those kind of synopsis. So again, I would stress that it is advisable that you go through the course MS 95 thoroughly before formulating a synopsis. Now, while preparing the project reports, some important points. You have to attach the approved project proposal pro forma, the synopsis, and the original certificate before submitting the project report. So these are certain aspects which are related to the project proposal number. Now we are just running out of time, and I'll just request Anurag sir to finally end up this session, the induction program on management courses, the management programs, with a small story, so that we can reactivate ourselves.
Okay, thank you, Niti. I would summarize what we have done in this TC session. we have begun with a story on Guru and Shishya, and stress that authority of learning lies on you, and you have to do your learning in a proper manner. So this was the first thing. Then we have shown you different extensions of your endeavors by translating those human actions in the form of learning tools. So this was the second thing which we have done. Then we gave you a brief history of the university, and we have shown you some glorious moments that this university has witnessed. After that, we have taken you into the finer details of the MBA program and MBA in banking and finance program. Actually, the intention of giving all these informations to the new students is to make them familiar with the concepts which are slightly different from the concepts that they have seen earlier. Like in the conventional setup, there are a few differences, and all this was done in a sequential manner, so that now you take up the responsibility of your learning and you use various resources that are available to you for your own benefit. Now, I would like to narrate a very small story that is related to the study skills. In fact, every student completes the program, but some completes them in an easier and gameful manner, but some finds it very difficult and very tiring to complete the program. I'll show you a story. The moral of that story is that if you follow a method in following your MBA program, there is no reason as to why you would not enjoy this program. So you can see on the screens, the title of this story is Everyone and Someone. May I have my slide, please? Yeah, so the story is titled Everyone and Someone, and it goes like this, that at home or at the office you take care of your day-to-day life, and I'm sure you have the following experience. This story could be titled Anyone or No One also. Now, some important work needed to be done, and everyone was asked to help. Everyone was sure that someone else would do it. Anyone could have done it, but no one did. So someone got very angry because the work was meant for everyone. But everyone thought someone else could have done it. And no one doubted that someone would. In the end, everyone blamed someone because no one did what anyone could have done. So, the moral is that why keep hoping that someone else will do what you are supposed to do? Experience teaches that if you wait for someone else to do your work, you will never find anyone and the work doesn't get done. Why I narrated this story here is because it is basically the learner who is going to benefit by joining the MBA program. He has to work for himself. All of us, like the faculty, the regional center staff, your counselors, and everybody else, even the course writers, and so on. All these people are the tools which are available to you. As said in the story, that you as learners can use all your power. So your power includes people like us, that means the faculty, and all the resources that the university provide. It is for the learners to use all their power and follow a methodological process in pursuing their program. and carry forward and complete their MBA program with flying colors. So with this, I take this opportunity to thank Anjali and Neeti, and I would like to wave off this session, complete this session by just saying that try to embed a method in your study, and you will start enjoying the MBA program. Thank you.
Thank you.